I need to activate mgtow.tv here quickly. Need to activate mgtow.tv quickly. There we go. Oh, wait a minute. All right, guys. So, Coach EO is running a little bit late. He's running just a little bit late. So I am going to... So I'm going to start without him. And when he jumps in, we will get this party started. But let me just want to make sure that we're going live on MGTOW. Oops, I said it out loud. mgtow.tv. And when EO gets here, we will rock the party all night long. So while we wait on him, and listen, man, I'll talk a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about the topic here in just a second, but okay, there we go. But so you guys remember, if you guys remember, paying attention. Hang on a second. Had to turn down my AC. If you guys remember, Dev and I we had a streak. We had the longest streak we ever had. We smashed 10 days in a row. We smashed 10 days in a row. 10 days in a row. And so we broke the streak when we got to Vegas to do the CME. And we smashed once in Vegas, and that was it. That was it. I mean, we were tired. We're running around like chickens with our head cut off, and all that nonsense. And then we smashed. I think maybe the very next day. So I forgot when we got home. I think it was like Wednesday. I think we might have smashed on Wednesday. I don't know. Either way, we smashed the second day we were home. We hadn't smashed since, guys. We have not smashed since. It's been, I don't know, it's probably been like, well, wait a minute. What's today's date? The 9th. Yeah, dude. Dude, we haven't smashed in like a month. Man, a month. Wow, I didn't realize that. Honestly, I thought Dev was exaggerating. Because she kind of broke down, and she's like, you're not attracted to me anymore. We haven't had sex in a month. And I'm just like, look, dude, like, trust me, I'm attracted to you. Just coming off of this CME thing, very stressful. All the rest of it, all the typical stuff. And by the way, phone lines are open. And so 1 week goes by, 2 weeks go by, 3 weeks go by. And I'm thinking to myself, why do I not want to fuck right now? Like, why? Because my sex drive, listen, man, like, I'm not 18 anymore, but, my sex drive is a lot higher than your typical 43-year-olds just because I'm on TRT. So one day, this was like a week and a half, probably about a week, a little over a week ago, I'm sitting here, and it hit me. I had not taken a testosterone shot since the day I went to the hospital in Phoenix because I couldn't pee and had the super duper high blood pressure. That's what it was. So I've been on TRT since I was 37. So going on 6 years. And all of a sudden, for 6 straight years, guys, twice a week, testosterone shot. So my T levels right at 850 to 900 nanograms per deciliter. And so my testosterone was incredibly, it was high, right? Well, when you stop taking testosterone, okay, cool. All right, cool. Got you, man. Take your time. All right. So EO's finishing up coaching call. So and see, here's the thing. I didn't know what happens when you all of a sudden just get off testosterone, right? And you can be on TRT till the day you die, till the day you die, guys. And the reason for this is because your body cannot build up a tolerance to something that it naturally produces, right? So when you start TRT, they say your balls shrink. I don't notice any size difference, but then again, I don't really pay attention to the size of my balls. Never have, probably never will, right? And so when you are injecting synthetic testosterone into your body, your testicles say to themselves, okay, we've got plenty of testosterone. Let's stop producing testosterone. And I guess that's what makes the balls shrink. I guess theoretically, right? And so I had never realized. I mean, hell, dude, I was gonna be jabbing myself in the hiney for life. Like it was that serious. I was like, all right, listen, let's do this. We got to do this. So every day, every week for 6 years, 2 jabs a week. 2 jabs a week. Now, some weeks I jab more than others, you know. I mean, sometimes I'll push it to, because I'm not on anything crazy, like 200 milligrams a week, right? Sometimes I'll push it to 300 milligrams, sometimes 500 milligrams, right? Just to get a little more oomph, right? And so I got off. I had not taken a testosterone shot, since. Oh, cool. Okay, very good. So I got Red Pill Mike on the line. I'll be with you in just a second, RPM. So I did not realize that my testosterone had completely dropped. And I'm sitting here, I was like, shit. I was like, dude, I haven't taken a testosterone shot in like a month. Dude, it was like a month and a half, like 7 weeks. So basically I was like, I was completely like no tea in my system. Like seriously, guys, I had no desire for sex. None whatsoever at all. None. Lunch was good, Ice Dragon Kid. Appreciate that. And so so I started TRT back a little over a week ago, and I hadn't really felt a difference. But if you guys remember, my hands were a little achy and tingly, and so were my feet. Well, that's the testosterone kicking in. And so I'm sitting here preparing for the show, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, what's going on down here? Bingo. The desire is back. Like all of a sudden it just kicked in. It just kicked in. So Dev's going to get the brakes beat off of her. And before I go to the phone lines, I am going to put it to a vote. Now, for those of you guys, and Red Pill Mike, I see you on the line, Kayla in Texas, we're going to get to you in just a second. For those of you who have watched or followed me or are familiar with my work, you guys know that I would say about 95 to 98% of the time Devin and I have sex, she's wearing heels. I make her wear heels. Dude, I make her wear heels almost every single time. Dude, hoops, heels, makeup, all that. And the reason why is because I want her best, right? So when a woman gets up and goes to work, she puts on makeup, she puts on the smell, she puts on the perfume, earrings and all that. This is what she's supposed to do, right? Got on the heels, whatever. So she gets to work. Everybody sees her at her best. She smells good. She looks good. By the time she gets home, man, like her hair is in a bun. Her makeup is not even on anymore. Her lipstick's gone, right? Probably on the sausage of Kevin and Sales lunch date, right? She probably has ass paste because she pooped. She pooped, and listen, she wiped herself clean, but guess what? Like, the residue is still there. When the ass cheeks rub together, they create ass paste. Doesn't smell very good, right? So basically, her coworkers, her colleagues get her at her physical best. She comes home. If she maybe gives you pity sex, you get the smelly, ass pasty, no perfume, no lipstick, no nothing. Hair all done. No, not me. Not me. Nope. The sexiest Devin ever looks, the hottest Devin ever looks, is when I fuck her. And that's the way it's going to be. That's the way it's going to be. This is my way of making her mine. Now, she's had guys bigger and better than me. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. But what I can do is I can make her my own personal whatever. So I'm going to put it to a vote. Again, Red Pill Mike, I see on the line. We're going to go to Kayla in Texas after that. We're going to vote on which heels Devin wears when I smash her tonight. Here is candidate number 1. Candidate number 1, these are pink. These are pink. Nice little platform heels, right? Number 2, the classic red. The classic red. I tend to bust a little earlier when she wears these. I mean, red is the color of sex. And then, of course, wow, we've got the leopard print. We've got the leopard print. So I want you to vote in the chat. Vote in the chat. Pink, red, or leopard print. Pink, red, or leopard print. Now, if you guys pick pink, she's wearing pink lipstick. If you pick either the leopard print or actually, if you pick pink or the leopard print, she'll be wearing pink lipstick. If you pick red, she'll be wearing red lipstick. Actually, I'll be wearing red lipstick downstairs. Yes, Dev had to wine and dine me tonight. I am not a cheap date. God damn it. I am not that kind of guy. I am not that kind of guy. You have to get to know me first. Those are the rules. All right, let's head to the phone lines. Let us go to RPM. Red Pill Mike, man, it has been a while since we have talked, man. How you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on, brother?
Doing really, really good, man. I finally want to fuck again. Go figure.
Hey, well, then you better make her wear the leopard heels. That would be that's just
the
me.
Leopards,
I like the leopard heels,
what?
but I can't.
I
can't speak for you.
I don't think I've ever smashed her in the leopard heels. I don't think I have. I took.
Well, then you got to do it. You got to do it, my friend.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You got to check that off your bucket list. I can't believe you have one at this point.
Dude, you know what? It's funny. I really don't have a bucket list, man. Like, I've lived a full life. So if I were to kick the bucket today, no bucket list.
Exactly. Yeah. No, man, I just want to call in and say hello. It's been a while. I've been dealing with a bunch of probate crap since my dad passed away.
Yeah,
and
man,
it
we're
just
sorry to hear
had
that.
me so tied up. I literally have not even been able to catch one of your shows until today.
Wow, man. So it has been a while. Holy shit.
Right.
Well, listen, man. You live in Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Right, and I saw you announced
Yes.
the CME
Yes.
for Dallas.
You got it.
Of course, I'm fucking thrilled. I'm thrilled about that. But what's crazy is we have an annual work conference every fucking year that is usually that week in Chicago.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Are we really going to go over 2? Jesus Christ. We're going to go over 2, man.
I cannot fucking win for losing, man. It is just bullshit.
You know what? The next time before I announce the next CME, I'm going to find out where you're going to be on the weekend I'm going to have it, and that's where it's going to be. CME Iowa 2022.
Right, there
we don't
you
care
go.
where we
There
have to
you
go.
go.
Idaho, Maine, Miami. We don't care.
Yeah. So now I saw that and I was like, oh shit, man, he's going to be right in my fucking backyard. And then I looked at them like, okay, October 21st or 20. Fuck. Oh man.
We'll get it right one of these years, man.
Well, it's going to happen. I wouldn't let you down, but anyway, just wanted to call in and say hello. Like I said, it'd been forever. I don't really have anything to contribute because you just started. There's not even really any topic you got going on. So,
oh yeah.
Other than just meeting up with EO. So,
absolutely, man. So when we do CME Boise, Idaho 2022, or wherever we decide to do it, your ticket's on me, man.
Boise, Idaho. Who the fuck does a conference in Boise, Idaho?
Dude, I don't think there has ever been. Well, there might have been potato conferences in Boise, Idaho, but I don't think they have potato conferences. I think they have potato conferences in Washington State, not Idaho. So I don't know, man. But listen, this would be a first, right? They would roll out the red carpet for us, wouldn't they?
They absolutely would. It would be actually right up with everything that they follow in line with. So it would be perfect.
That's exactly right. A lot of space, not too many people. I think maybe 34 people live in Idaho, so we'd have the state all to ourselves.
Right, exactly. The only problem was there might not be anywhere for anyone to stay.
You've got 3 hotels in the whole state.
Right. Motel 6, Motel 9, and Motel 12.
There it is.
That's how many vacancies they have.
Motel 12. Mo 12. Oh, my God. Well, listen, Mike, it's good to hear from you, man. You have my personal cell phone number. Again, condolences for your loss. And one day, we'll get you to the CME. Now, if you are black bagged in Chicago that weekend and taken away in a nondescript white van, I had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it.
Hey, trust me, I think I'm going to work on planning that shit.
There you go.
Just gave me a great idea.
Listen, hire a good security detail. Mike, appreciate you calling, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care, brother.
Thank you. Red Pill Mike, TSR Towers. I think he is probably TSR Towers. He is TSR Towers' biggest benefactor. Oh, by the way, I was a little worried. That Bob in Sacramento was no longer with us. You know, because Bob is an older guy. Bob in Sacramento he's an older guy. He is, I think he's in his 70s. He's like 74, 75 years old. And I hadn't heard from him for a while because he usually emails me once a month. Bob in Sacramento has donated thousands. He has donated thousands to the show. I've given him access to I've given him and anyone he knows access to my complete catalog. If he ever wants to come out to the CME, and listen, if I do a CME out in Sacramento, listen, Bob in Sacramento is definitely, his ticket is on me for sure. So good to hear from Red Pill Mike. Again, condolences to him for his loss. Okay, let's go to Kayla in Texas. Looks like you have a question about control, and you want to know, is it done respectfully? What's your question?
Hi, Donovan. Yes, I see your topic is about control, but really, it's not really control, it's influence. And I want to say that is so key because as a woman, we don't want to be controlled. We just want to, like you said, you have the sexy heels. Like, I want to see you in those. Like, right. You will look so fine in those. And then, it just kind of gets the arousal more.
Yeah.
Just a little more spicy, And I think that a lot of men lack that. It's more like, it's rough,
Well, I'll tell you something, Kayla. I don't think that men lack the desire for that sort of thing. I think men lack the testicular fortitude, the balls, to tell their woman, hey, this is what I want. This is what I like to see you in. Like me, and I think the reason why I have such a specific look I'm looking for, and there's really actually a couple of reasons. The first reason is that I had a big time porn addiction when I was, God almighty, from like my late 20s to my mid 30s. I quit porn cold turkey. The very next week, I got on testosterone replacement therapy, and I was a walking hard on after that. But my addiction to porn, I had certain things that I liked. I liked blondes with big boobs who had tan lines and wore heels. So guess what? Those are the types of women that I gravitate to. When I've had sex with every kind. Dude, I've had sex with blondes, brunettes, redheads, blue hair. I've smashed a lot of broads, right? Not to say that sex is never bad, but me, I've had so much sex at this point in my life. Sex feels good, don't get me wrong, but it's actually more for me about the way it looks. I get turned on by the way sex looks for me. I mean, listen, it feels great. I guess listen, man, Devin doesn't feel any better or worse than any other chick I've ever smashed. So if that's going to be the equalizer, well, then guess what? You're going to have to look exactly the way I want you to look. The second reason is I talked about it earlier. I sort of create like the woman, and I've done this with more than one chick. Devin's not the first girl I've ever had, smashing in heels and all this other kind of stuff. I used to do this to girls all the time, man. And they're always like, man, I like that you're in control. I don't have to worry. I don't have to guess. I'm like, well, okay, whatever. But I think the third reason is exactly what you were talking about. I think the third reason was the reason that you were talking about, is that you want your man to drool when he sees you. You want him to look at you like a piece of meat and conk you over the head and drag you to the cave.
Right. Not ever have to guess if he likes it or not. And that's what I think more females don't understand. It's not about like what you think is cute. It's about what he thinks is cute. Because maybe that leopard print, he doesn't like that.
Right.
Right. Maybe his mom used to wear leopard print, or his granny used to beat him upside the head.
Oh God! Listen, I'm scarred. Never ever put leopard print heels and mom in the same sentence on the phone with me again. I will ban you.
Well, this is what I'm saying. So I think it's more important that we focus on what people like.
Yeah.
What your man likes. This whole new feminism where it's what I like, my way or the highway. It's just kind of like, okay, So I really enjoy your show.
Right. Well, I appreciate you calling. Kayla in Texas saying that telling us that it was about respectful control. All right, gentlemen, my guy, Coach Everett Overton, is in the house. Now, EO, I actually did something quite clever. So what I did is I reversed the boxes. You see that? Because I know that you face this way. So I said, all right, you know what? I've got both cameras. I'll face that way. That way everything looks nice and symmetrical.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Good to be on with you. What's happening? What's going on?
Not too much, man. I was actually just telling my audience. I was telling my audience that Devin and I hadn't smashed in a month. And the reason why we hadn't smashed in a month, remember my medical scare when I had high blood pressure? Well, I stopped testosterone. And then the CME happened. It was all a bunch of craziness. I get home. We haven't smashed in like a month. And I'm like, why do I not have a sex drive? Like, Devin's like, you're rejected me. I was like, dude, what the fuck? I'm sitting in my studio. I was like, dude, I need to get back on TRT. And it literally hit me, I don't know, maybe an hour ago. All of a sudden, I was like, oh, shit. Like, I'm hitting the bottom of my desk with my dick over here. So yeah.
New pussy can cure that too.
Yes.
New pussy, can you hear me?
Oh yes, new pussy can absolutely.
I say,
cure that.
new pussy can always cure that. No,
yes,
but hey, I always say this too, D, that let me turn this down here for a minute. Sorry about that.
No, you're right.
Shout out to everybody in the chat room, by the way. I was just finishing up a coaching call, so jumped on as soon as I could. But sometimes like fucking your girl too much is a bad thing too. Like I never want a woman or my woman to ever get used to anything.
Right.
It's like you're always in pursuit of rewarding it, always in pursuit of earning it. And so I always say, sometimes over fucking is a bad thing, but about 30 days you're due.
Yes. And here's the thing, man. Even though I'm on CRT, I don't have the sex drive I did when I was back in my teens and 20s. And listen, man, if I don't want to fuck, I ain't fucking, right? Like, dude, listen, I'm 43, Devin's 44. Dude, listen, I'm sure Devin's sex drive is about to go through the roof, whatever the case may be. Hey, look, if I don't want to fuck, I'm not fucking. I can't, that's just not something I'm going to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even me, it's like, I'm 41 now, so I haven't really noticed a dip. 41. I just turned 41 this year, so I'm not really haven't noticed too much of a dip in that category. But in other ways, I have. Like I have to conserve my energy. Even when working the business, it's like I have to manage my energy very, very well. My conversations have to be short with people that aren't bringing me money or value. Yep. So it's like it just is what it is. As you get older, you really have to conserve energy and manage it and channel it, appropriately.
And I have done a terrible job at that because I work harder now than I ever have in my life, and that's why I was about to stroke out because of high blood pressure, just working myself to death. So time management is definitely important, but energy management, holy moly, man, dude, when I go to bed at night, I'm done. Like, dude, I am mentally spent. I'm done. Mm-hmm. And I need to get to a point like, dude, I had been working 18 hours a day. Now I want to work 8 hours a day, but I'm around 12 hours a day right now. So I'm getting a little bit better, but you're right, man. Energy conservation is key.
Yeah, I'm in bed early. My lifestyle's completely changed. I don't go to bars. Yep. I mean, I've already done all that. I mean, how much more can I do that? I'm not going to wear my elbows out at a bar. I mean, what I'm concerned with is continuing to build my business and really retire at 50, not completely retire, but to exchange this life with another life at 50. And so I think I even heard you say that, by the time you're 50, right. You want to have a different life. Yep. And so, I'll pound these years out, add as much value to men and women, but mostly men as I can. And then at 50, you'll probably never see me again. Maybe just my face on some books and some speeches on YouTube,
there you go.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, listen.
But I'm in bed at 10, honestly, 10 o'clock. I do wake up extremely early. Even you and I have texted each other at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Dude, I texted
4:30 in the morning.
I texted you at 4:45 today.
Yeah, because I know Arizona time. I looked at it. I said, "Damn, these up early." And but I like that.
Philly, so I wasn't up that early. I'm in Philadelphia now. God, if I was in Arizona, I'd be.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were in Arizona. My bad. Okay.
No, not yet. No, not anymore. I was in Phoenix for a while. I was just out there just to clear my head before the event. But now I'm back home. Now we're back home in Philly. And dude, Dev and I are at dinner today. We're like, dude, we can't wait to get the hell out of here and get to the West Coast, man. Goodness gracious.
Hey, shout out to Devin. What's going on?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Dev's doing good. She didn't like that comment you made.
I saw it. She knows I'm playing. That was man talk. That was locker room talk.
That's not locker room talk. That's real shit. That's real shit. Yeah. You want to know? And want to know? Look, check this out. This is why she wears these bad boys, right? So we're gonna go with the leopard heels. We're gonna go with the leopard heels today for the nice. Smashing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about control. A lot of girls say, I don't want a guy who controls me. I don't want a man who is controlling. And I've always said this: women don't want a man who is controlling. They want a man in control. Those are two very different things. Even still, a lot of guys feel like they have to control women in order to get them to do what they want. A lot of my detractors like to say, well, Donovan controls Devin. No, I don't. Devin can do whatever she wants. Listen, I say this all the time. I do not date or commit to women who are on social media. So Devin can't have an Instagram. She can do whatever she wants. If she wants to get on Instagram, she can get on Instagram. Well, what happens then? Well, she then becomes the kind of woman that I don't date. If and when Devin decides to do something that women that I don't date do, then guess what? She broke up with me. I'm not breaking up with her. For me, to me, EO, it's about choices, right? And where a lot of guys fall short, dude, guys don't like it when their women are on social media, posting booty pics and selfies, dude sliding their DMs, right? No guy likes that. But when I tell guys, listen, I don't date women who are on social media, they're like, oh my God, you're a control freak. There's no way I would do that. I'm not controlling anybody. That just happens to be one of the one of the few stipulations that I have that I do not compromise on. I don't control Devin, but I control my behavior. There are actions and there are consequences. Whether it's a good consequence or a bad consequence is completely and totally up to her. But as far as I'm concerned, the way I react and the way I act, the way I behave, depending upon what she's done, that's what dictates the relationship. What say you?
Yeah, that was a great portion there. How I would word it is to challenge a woman, don't control her. So you challenge her. Women love to be challenged, whether they want to admit it or not. They want their men to challenge them, to position them to be better than they are.
Yes.
I always say when a woman meets you, she has no plan for you. She doesn't even really have a plan for herself.
Right.
And so you must be the man with the master plan and introduce that plan to her. Now, clearly, if you introduce your plan to a woman who's a thought, who's for the streets, like guys in the manosphere say, because there are women for the streets and there's men for the streets. I mean, there's men that are street dudes and there's women that are street women, and they should be together. There's no reason why a man with no kids should be with a woman with 3 kids. There's no reason. If you're doing that, you're desperate and inexperienced. Right. Yeah. So I would say this: the lifestyles don't necessarily have to be compatible. They do. But a woman's lifestyle is most likely never going to be compatible with a real man's lifestyle. Generally, it's not going to be compatible. But what she has to be is ready for change and ready to be under leadership. So if a woman, in my opinion, says to me, I can see you've passed all my shit tests, she ain't going to say that, but she's going to attempt them. She's going to attempt them and I'm going to pass all of them. And so that's what we teach men to do, is to how to decipher what a shit test is and how to manage it and overcome the objections.
Okay.
But eventually, what's going to happen is she's going to wave her white flag.
Okay.
If she wants to fuck with you, she's going to wave the white flag.
Right.
Okay. If she doesn't want to fuck with you, she's gonna flee and she's gonna be done, and she'll find a way to in her mind reject you.
Okay.
But if you can get that woman who's ready for change, who wants to be under leadership, and who's attracted to you, not just attracted to how you live and how you manage yourself, but even sexually attracted to you. If you can find a woman to find those things, you'll find that you don't need to control her that much, but you will have to continually challenge her.
Yes. And if you and I'll put it to you this way: if you do not continuously challenge a woman, guess what happens? She starts to get bored. Right? Listen, yes. I say this all the time. Women are overgrown children. Listen, children need to be challenged too, especially if you have a smart kid. Look, the worst existence for a smart kid is a bored kid. He's miserable. Right? He's miserable. He's bored. That's why he's cutting up in school. That's why he can't sit still, because he already knows what the teacher is talking about. But he's got to sit here and listen to stuff. Oh, wait, there's a butterfly. Da-da-da-da. Let's talk to Billy over here. Let's talk to Samantha over there. That's the difference. Well, guess what? When your woman starts to get bored, she's not going to talk. Well, she'll be talking to Billy and Samantha. She'll be talking to Billy and Sam, but it'll be Billy and Sam on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat. And again, and you don't challenge a woman so that she doesn't get out of pocket. That, to me, that's kind of a natural effect that comes with challenging a woman, right? But a woman who is often challenged doesn't really have time for much else. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I always tell men to create jobs for your women. Yes. Even if there's nothing to do, make something, create something, spill something, come up with something to do. Like, hey, the baseboards. Now I know I'm gonna sound like a traditional, like shout out to 1950. I'm gonna sound like a man from the 50s. But like, hey, I'm putting a white glove on. Like, hey, these baseboards haven't been cleaned in 6 months.
Hey, man.
I really mean it. Like, and if she loves you and she's part of the team, she'll do it. And here's one thing I'll say: this is in line with what we're talking about.
Okay.
They say in the manosphere, get on your purpose.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
A woman truly does not give a flying. I don't want to curse because YouTube chill, and I don't want Donovan's channel to get taken down again.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, you know what I mean. But if she's not involved with your purpose, she's either not going to care about it or she's going to become resentful of it. So just remember that while you're on your purpose, okay, that if you gotta provide these women an opportunity to be part of it, so then they value it. Otherwise, they're there just for the take and the return on the purpose. So just remember that sometimes being part of the purpose is cleaning. Sometimes it's sending emails. Sometimes it's being in the comment section, such as Devin or SNO.
Yeah.
So you have to involve them for them to value your purpose.
And it's funny, when you involve them, they appreciate it. They like, listen, I'm telling you, if a woman is into you, she will move heaven and earth to assist you. It doesn't matter what it is she does. If she knows that what she does is helping you, dude, she is 1,000% in. Guys, if you do become a member, please be respectful to the mods. No all caps. We told you to, looks like Luis the Alpha, we said chill with the all caps. He said no. So Luis has been removed. So please be respectful of the mods, and we will continue. Guys, the phone lines are open. 516-387-1987. That is 516-387-1987 at a 001 if you're calling from overseas. So what we're going to talk about now, we're still going to talk about the difference between control and challenging a woman, as you call it. This is where it comes to setting boundaries. And I know you're probably a strong proponent of this. The reason why it is important to set boundaries is that it sets the tone for the relationship, right? A woman without boundaries, just like you said, EO, is a woman who's going to get bored and eventually she's going to walk all over you. And just like you said earlier, I'll add to something that you said. Women don't give a shit about your purpose, right? But they can't be left to their own devices either, right? A woman's default programming, it is to self-destruct and take everyone with them in the process, right? And again, this is the trade-off for having endless options as far as dating and relationships go. Guys always ask, well, why is it that women are just naturally self-destructive? I don't know. My theory is that whoever the creator is, he or she or whoever the creator is, said, you know what? It's kind of unfair for women from 18 to 28, so let's make them a little bit self-destructive just to kind of level things out for checks and balances, right? This EO, and just like you said, shout out to 1950, this is why women have been kept this is why they've been kept for so long, right? But when feminism happened, what it did is it allowed women enough freedom to completely fuck everything up. Marriage, relationships, the culture, everything. If you do not set boundaries for your woman, she will not respect you, period. And I'll tell you this, women may not like it at first when you start to set the boundaries, but guess what, guys? I'm here to tell you, they do respect them. They absolutely respect them, right? Now, the reason they scoff or they blanch when a guy actually puts his foot down and says, if you want to be with me, this is not something I'm to tolerate. That's because boundaries make it more difficult for women to misbehave or to cheat or set up cheating. Make no mistake, gentlemen, I'm going to turn it over to EO after this. I don't want to get your take on this.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
She will object. She will object when you tell her that you don't date women who text their ex. She will object when you tell her you don't date women who are on online dating. She will object when you tell her that I do not date women who go to bars or clubs. She is going to object when you tell her I do not date women, I do not commit to women who travel alone. Obviously, women engage in these behaviors for many, many reasons. But the main reason is because she wants to be able to branch swing when and if she decides she's too bored with you. But if she still wants to be with you, then this is what needs to be done. If she decides not to fall in with that, fine. You'll continue just being fuck buddies. No skin off your back, no harm, no foul, right? And again, you're not putting a gun to anyone's head here, right? You're not going to try to control women, nor should you want to, right? Listen, if you want your girl to suck your dick, you don't want her to suck your dick like, okay, I got to suck his dick now, so I got to do this. No, you want her to suck your dick like she's got to pay the rent, right? All you're doing here is informing her which actions have consequences, both good and bad. As I stated earlier, which consequence that she befalls is completely up to you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's another great segment. If you, real quick on the sucking the dick part.
Oh, yes.
If you really want the best blowjob ever from your girl, make sure she knows other women want to suck your dick.
That's right. That's
okay.
Right.
The best blowjob is always when the dick could be in another woman's mouth. Okay. If she knows that dick is not going to be in anyone's mouth, and not from you telling her other women want to suck my dick, but because when you guys go out in public, the way you interact with people, let's say you're out to dinner, the way you order food, she's watching how other women are looking at you. She's watching how that little smirk that woman had when you talked, your girl caught that. And so every time a woman is looking at you and blushing at you, that's what your dick is going to get sucked better now. So just remember, when you're living that dope life and you're that dope dude, and everywhere you go, you're impacting it, and you're always first, and you're assertive, and your woman is watching the reactions of other women, and when she sees like, oh shit, this guy can get his dick sucked by every motherfucker in this building, then she's going to suck your dick really well. Okay, absolutely. So that was good. I always teach my guys to lead by example. So if you don't want a bar girl, don't go to bars.
There you go.
If you don't want to be, if you don't want a woman on social media, then don't have a personal social media account. Now, it's one thing if you have a business account, that's different. But if you don't want her to have a personal, social media account, then you shouldn't have one. Anything that you require of your woman, you should first and foremost be the gleaming example of what that is.
Okay.
And so, and I found that once they see like, oh shit, like this dude's disciplined. When he says something, he means it. If he says he's going to be there, he's there.
Yep.
How he lives is how he actually lives. He just doesn't say it. Like he's shown me, like, this is how this man lives, and he's not going to accept crumbs from anybody. He sees himself as a top tier man. So once you've demonstrated who and what you are, then now she either has one of two choices. She rises to the occasion because she sees the benefit of being with this man, or she flees.
Dude, listen, man. If you guys want this kind of knowledge on a daily basis, subscribe to Coach EO, man.
Thank you.
Put in Coach Everett Overton or Everett Overton on YouTube. You will find his channel right there. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Devin in Philadelphia. Devin, you with us?
Hey, babe.
Hey, what's up?
It's interesting to see the other perspective from Coach EO when he says that men should kind of lead by example with this.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of goes against what you kind of say, like, of what I do. Like, do as I say, don't do as I do, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. Leading by example works for him in some cases. So, for example, you happen to suck at laundry. I'm not about to start doing the laundry so that you get good at it, right? That's your job.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm getting better at that, by the way.
Have you put the last load away?
Did you use the
Hey, it's
Gain
not my
dryer
fault the
sheets? Make
dryer's-
sure you
the
use the
dryer's not
Gain
working.
dryer
That's
sheets.
my excuse.
Oh, dude, my homeboy told me about that. Dude, it was Kevin Samuels who told me about the Gain dryer sheets, man.
Gain is the joint. I remember I went to Hawaii, and I was in Hawaii, and I put on a robe where I was staying,
Yeah.
and the thing smelled incredible. And I asked the lady, I said, "Hey, what do you wash this robe in?"
Doing here, right?
And she said, "Gain." She said, "Gain." So I've been using Gain ever since.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I'll give you the last
Shout
one,
out,
Kev.
yeah, shout out to Kevin.
Right.
Oh yeah. Also, like, I think that the other female caller, I think one thing that she wanted to mention when I talked to her when I was screening her call was, like, she wanted to talk about men using control, like, respectfully. And I think what she was trying to say is that if men can get women to do what men want them to do, with women thinking it's their idea and that's going to make him happy, then they're going to be a lot more willing to do it, enthusiastic about it, rather than being told, "Hey, go make me a sandwich."
Yeah, I didn't listen.
No?
I did not.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did not realize that that's what Kayla was getting at. That's the wrong answer, dude. Listen, man. Check this out. I'm not about to make a bitch feel like it's her idea to try to get her to do something. For me, like Devin, I don't manipulate you. I don't say, well, like I don't use tricks or whatever. I'm just like, hey, do X, Y, and Z, right? And just for everyone listening, let me. I guess this will be some on-air stuff, and we'll have to make this quick because 210 is on the line. We got to screen him. Why is it? Why did you? Because people ask you, they tell me all the time, well, the only reason why Devin does what he says is because he's controlling. He's got her locked up in a cage. Why is it that you literally do exactly what I tell you to do, except for when it comes to laundry, all the time? Why is that?
You make your expectations very, very clear, and they really don't waver. So what you want or expect or need from me is very predictable. And that is something that is actually very rare. A lot of people aren't consistent. A lot of people aren't, what may make them happy one day isn't going to be the same the next day.
That sounds like a woman,
And
Devin.
so if I know what's going to do it for you, or what's going to make you happy, or what you want for me to get the outcome that you desire, it's no skin off my back to go ahead and do it that way. Like you're not forcing me to do anything I don't want to do, but at the same time, I want to make you happy. I want to please you. So in a way, I'm doing something that I want to do. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, that makes perfect sense. But why?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it that you do? Right? Like, I understand you want to make me happy, but when we first moved in together, you did whatever I said all the time. I mean, do I bully you? Do I say what?
I still do.
Well, of course.
I mean, part of being in a relationship and caring about someone is putting their happiness above your own. And I think that ways you can demonstrate that is just by being respectful, doing what they want you to do, or doing what's expected of you. I mean, in the same token, you were doing a lot in the relationship for me as well. So there is a give and take there. It's not just like you're bossing me around all the time and I'm just like your slave or something. So I mean, why does anyone do anything in a relationship? It's because they care about the other person. They want that attention and love.
So you and I met a little over 5 years ago. Talk to my audience about who you were then compared to who you are now.
Oh, wow.
And don't cry.
I'm not going to cry. Just to be frank, I was an undisciplined mess. I mean, like I looked good and I was, looked better, I guess. I don't know. But I had it together, but like.
You had it? No, sweetheart,
look
you did
past
not have
the
it together.
surface.
You said what? Devin, sweetheart, listen.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Listen, sweetie, you had a lot of things together. Go ahead.
Right, but if you just go past the surface level, things were a shit show.
Oh, yes.
I mean, like my dogs are undisciplined. My house wasn't that organized. I'm trying to make myself look good. Okay, don't ruin that for me.
Right. So
Yeah,
that's who
but
you
now-
were. That's
I mean,
who you
but
were
now, I
then,
mean, my-
right? So who are you? Listen, man. Like you were a
Yeah,
shit
but-
show. I mean,
yeah,
it was.
I mean, I did. I had bad habits. I drank too much. I went to bars. Like, I did that kind of stuff. And now, I mean, I live a very disciplined life. I train 5 days a week. I've been doing that for the past 2 years. I eat the same thing at the same time every day.
There you go.
I am much more reliable. I'm a better friend. I'm a better person. And I think that what it comes down to
How's
is
your health?
you provided me a good example, and some stability that I needed, and that went ahead, and by following your example, I got my life together. I was able to say, okay, I'm accountable, in every respect of my life at this point. And, it's been great. It's challenging and it gets tiring sometimes. Sometimes you just want to be like, and just go crazy, but you can't afford to, because you can't afford to lose everything that you've spent so long trying to build. Whoa.
Good stuff.
Sorry, Callie just tried to.
Yeah, that was very honest. That was very honest
Yeah,
answer.
of course. Yeah, of course. All right, Dev. So we got area code 210 who's waiting in the queue. I'll tell you what, if Dev could ever get decent at laundry, fuck it. I'm dude. Yeah. Listen. Of course, I kid. Listen, Devin is terrible at laundry. She's so bad. But you know what? I mean, to me, it can be annoying, but that's not a deal breaker. That's an idiosyncrasy. She does a lot. She does a lot to elevate my life, and I appreciate her for it, man. Anytime.
Donovan, if you don't mind, I'll throw something in there for the guys. This is kind of how I do it. In my view, a woman doesn't know how to do anything when she meets me. Now a woman might hear that and say, "What are you talking about?" What I'm talking about is you're not doing it to my liking yet, because I haven't introduced you to it yet. So even as simple as making my coffee, creamer goes in first, hit the middle button on the Keurig, and then stir. Okay. If she doesn't know, she's putting in the creamer in first, she's hitting the wrong button, it's overflowing. Now she's spilling it everywhere. Now you ruined my sidebar that I paid $1,000 for. And so what I mean is that you may be doing it according to your specifications or whatever the last man's specifications or lack thereof is. But when you meet me or Donovan or the guys in the chat room, you're going to have to learn how to do it to our specifications. So I just wanted to make sure I said that. A woman coming in does not know what you want, does not know how you want it. It's your responsibility to demonstrate to her how that is to be done.
Gotcha. Very well said. Yeah, listen, man, a woman can say, yeah, I can cook, but okay, but do you cook to my specifications, right? Listen, hot dogs and tater tots do not count. Michael Matroke, the reason I say that, I use hot dogs and tater tots all the time because this big titty Mexican bitch I was banging in Vegas for 2.5 years. That's oh my God. It's a long story. It's very traumatic. I'm in therapy now. Curious People with the $5 super chat says, how do you have you talked about the 29-year-old P-Star OnlyFans girl who committed suicide 3 days because no man she wants her? Do you know anything about this?
I just saw Coach Greg Adams posted that earlier today. I don't know much about it, but I did see the post on his end. Yeah, it looks like she jumped from a building or something like that. I think she lived in the UK, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I mean, women are self-destructive. Women are self-destructive if they don't have leadership. I mean, it's just the way it is. And so a woman would be wise to seek leadership early on, especially like you say, when when her gifts are intact. You know, when her gifts are intact, when she has her youth,
there you go.
Her eggs are still lubricated. They're not super dried up. You know, like I really mean it. Women, listen. If there's young women watching, when you're like between the ages of 18 to like 24, 25, please don't throw that away to bars and just being promiscuous and drugs and just promiscuous living. Fight that, get new friends, and find some leadership. I really mean it, because you're going to find that as you age, your options are going to begin to lower. This is nothing new to Donovan. Donovan preaches this all the time, and it's just the way it is. Yeah. And then you're going to end up pushing yourself onto a man that you don't want, out of fear of being alone and out of fear of having security. And then you're going to torture that man because that's what's going to happen. That's exactly what's gonna happen. Women that have fewer options than what they're used to eventually go into panic mode and then select a simp. And then what she does is, in the first from 0 to 1 year, she's very involved. She tries to be a good woman for him. Yep. And then what happens is she sees, like, oh my God, I signed up for this with this man. I don't like this man. I'm not sexually attracted to this man. He doesn't do it for me. And so now I spend the rest of my life torturing him.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's what's going to happen.
No thanks. No thanks. Let's go back to the phone lines here. Let us go to, so Luis in San Antonio. You want to know how to deal with being called a hypocrite. Go ahead.
Hey, so I'm just a broke dude.
Wait, say what?
I'm an apprentice. Yeah, it's a broke dude from emails.
Wait, hold on. I didn't understand what you said there. What did you say? You're who?
It's the broke dude from the emails, Luis.
Oh, Luis. Okay,
I'm an apprentice electrician.
Yes, I got you.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
you.
an apprentice electrician, and in order to get jobs, I have to keep my neck out there.
Okay.
So be on social media, keep in contact with other electricians, keep my contacts.
Okay.
And I tried to tell my girl she has to delete her social media, and she said, "I'll do it when you do it."
Wait a minute. Hold on, Luis. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Back up 5 seconds. What did you tell your woman about social media?
I told her to delete her social media.
Okay. So, and then she said what?
I'm not going to delete it unless you delete it.
Right. So you told your girl, what were your exact words to her when you said that?
I'm pretty crass to my girl. She's pretty crass to me too. It's the way we talk.
That's fine.
But it went along the lines of B. I'm pretty sure you can extrapolate what I'm saying. I'm gonna need you to delete your Snapchat.
Okay.
So I know what type of shit goes on there.
Right. And her response was?
I'll do it when you do it. You effing hypocrite.
And she called you she said, I'll do it if you do it, you fucking hypocrite. That's what she said?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to know. So you don't really. So at this point, you don't really need to know. You don't really need to know that how to deal with being a hypocrite. And I am happy. I appreciate you paying me yet another $5 to put. Hey man, if you want to keep paying and getting banned, that's fine with me. That's more money in the bank. You don't need to know how to deal with being called a hypocrite. The reason why, and this is real simple, because I've heard this, dude, I've heard guys tell me this all the time. Donovan, I have a girlfriend, and I hear what you're saying, and I agree that my girl should not be on social media, so I said to my girlfriend, delete your social media. And she said, fine, but you have to delete it too. How do I deal with that, Donovan? Well, I'll tell you how to deal with it. You deal with it in the beginning. Because if your woman says to you, only if you delete your social media, guess what? One of two things, probably both, are at play. Number one, you did not make that a requirement from the start before you committed to her. And number two, your value is not high enough. And I'll give you an example. Let's say Chris Hemsworth. That's the guy I always use, right? Everybody wants to fuck this dude, right? If a girl starts dating Chris Hemsworth, like he commits to her, their boyfriend and girlfriend, they're official, Hollywood and all that good stuff, and Chris Hemsworth tells his girlfriend, I want you to delete your social media. Tell me, Luis, do you think she would delete it? Yes or no?
Definitely.
Right. And why would she?
Because he's high enough value that he could easily replace her.
Very good. So why did your girl tell you, I'll delete mine only if you delete yours.
Because she knows all the girls that I could score.
That's not the reason.
Wouldn't stay around.
Nope, that's not the reason. No, the reason why she told you, I'll do it, but only if you do, you fucking hypocrite. Even if you deleted all your social media, which you shouldn't fucking do, she wasn't deleting hers, right? Here's where you go wrong. Here's what happened. Before you commit to a woman, okay, you let them know, hey, listen, man, if you want, let me just back up just a little bit, and I'm going to get EO's comments on this. Number one, Luis, let me ask you this. Who angled for the relationship first, you or her? Did she ask you to be her boyfriend first, or did you ask her to be your girlfriend first? Listen, you can be honest. There's no judgment here, man. Like, we've all been there. It's all good.
She did. I said no, and then it slipped out when I was drunk that I wanted to date her, and then it so I guess it falls on my end.
Well, if you told her no, when did you eventually tell her yes, when she asked to be your boyfriend?
About a week later when I was drunk.
Okay, all right, listen, that's fine. In the future, and this is a real quick fix, Luis, in the future, number one, never ask a girl to do or not do something in the middle of the relationship. Because once you have committed to a woman, you have literally told her there's nothing else you need to do to qualify for my commitment. You understand? So if the girl, think about this. If a girl asks you the first time, hey, want to be my boyfriend? Yeah, sure. She's like, oh, shit. Why do you think, this is why girls are always pushing for a relationship, a committed relationship, because they know they can stop trying at that point, right? They know that if they get you to commit, you can't make any requirements of her. However, if she asks you to be her boyfriend, you tell her, well, not really something I want to do, right? But, and this is a long and drawn out process. I'm giving you sort of the Reader's Digest version. Always reject her 3 times, right? Let her, listen, man, like, you don't want to date a guy like me. Do it 3-4 times, right? If she likes you enough, she'll stay with you. She'll keep asking. Eventually, she's going to ask you, dude, what the fuck is it going to take for you to commit to me? Well, I can tell you this. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who text their exes. I don't date women who travel alone. And I don't date women on social media. Now, at that point, she has one of 2 choices. She can either continue involving herself in these actions, or she can be in a relationship with you, but it's up to you not to let her have it both ways. You have to be ready to walk away when you lay down these edicts. And if a girl likes you enough, she will adhere to your standards. That's how that is. EO, what you got on this, man?
Yeah, you gave him awesome advice. I agree with everything you said. There's one way that I coach my guys to plant seeds with women. So one of the most productive ways to challenge, again, the word challenge, a woman to challenge her own ways,
right,
is that you casually tell her things like I would never consider promoting a woman from casual dating to relationships if she does these things. So it's not that you're necessarily telling her she has to do them, which naturally human nature is to resist what you tell people not to do. But instead you challenge her and position her and to show her like, look, we're currently casual. And in order for you to be higher than this, you would have to rise to the occasion.
Right.
And so if you don't do it, that's fine, because I'm good either way. If you do it, now I'm observing and watching, and there's potential for advancement for you. And so it has to be said in a non-judgmental way. Like look, I don't have anything against women being on social media. I'll just never marry you.
Right.
I don't have anything against promiscuity. If you want to go and fuck your pussy off, fine with me.
Cool.
But I'm not going to marry a woman that's undisciplined and is all over the place. I'm not going to do that. So I try to refrain from telling her them they're wrong. You just don't qualify to be with me. And so that's how it needs to be presented like that. But you'll never be able to present it like that if you're not that dude. You got to be that dude that has options, that can live without her, that can go to sleep alone at night, that's self-sufficient. Like you can't say things like this if you're not really that guy. Another thing, because he was talking about, you mentioned change and getting a woman to, not you, but I think the caller.
Yeah.
Just remember this, caller, that no one changes unless the value and the benefit of changing outweighs the benefit and the value of staying the same.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
No one does. Men don't, women don't. Okay. Like, look, if I'm sitting on $50 million, if I'm sitting on 50 mil right now, I'm not desperate for money. Now I'll continue to build that money, but I'm not desperate for money. So if somebody throws money at me, I'm like, nah, I'm cool.
Right.
Because I'm good. My time is more valuable, maybe perhaps at this time than making additional money. So just remember that, guys. You'll never be able to change a woman ever. What will happen though is that if the woman sees and feels that living this life is far more beneficial than living that bullshit life I was living, so she'll naturally adjust.
And I'll also add this, Luis. Never tell a woman what she cannot do. Okay? Never tell a woman what she can't do. You're not her father, okay? And she doesn't need you to be her father, okay? She needs you to be her man. Dude, never tell a woman what she can or cannot do. Rather, let her know how you would react to certain actions. Whereas what I said, I do not date women who text their exes. Are you telling me I can't text my ex? You can do whatever you want. So you would be I said, I don't date women who text my ex. So what if we start dating and I text my ex? Well, then you have effectively done me. Well, how is that? Because you now become a woman I don't date. Well, how did I do that? You texted your ex. And I told you, I don't date women who text their exes, right? I don't date women who are on social media. So you're telling me I have to delete Instagram? You don't have to do anything. So will you be my boyfriend? What did I just tell you? You don't date women who are on social media? Okay, so can you have Instagram? I don't know. Can I? You can do whatever you want. You can have Instagram or you can be with me, but you cannot have both. This is this is how you have to frame, whatever works for you, that's how you have to frame it. But Luis, you absolutely cannot wait until you are in a full-fledged relationship to try to exert some sort of dominance or force, right? That's like signing someone. This is like, let's say the Dallas Cowboys were to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott, right? They give him, I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah, right. Like they give him 3 years, $100 million, some stupid, ridiculous number like that, right? They give him 3 years, $100 million. He signs on the dotted line, right? Then this would be like Jerry Jones coming the next day and say, hey, Zeke, I know you signed this 3-year, $100 million contract, but I'm only going to pay you $50 million over 3 years. Oh, by the way, and I want you to also play linebacker. You know what Zeke Elliott is going to say? He's going to say, fuck you. I got a contract. When I sign that contract, you don't get to negotiate after the contract is signed. That's what that is. When you try to tell a woman what she can't do after after you have signed the contract, dude, listen, she's free. This is why women always push for relationships, Luis, because they know as soon as they get you to commit, your leverage is out the door. Any final thoughts, EO?
I mean, you're killing the game with all this advice. I'll just say there was one point that I wanted to make here, and it just slipped my mind. But I'm gonna get it in a minute. Oh yes, okay. Remember, I know this is how I coach and my men. From the very beginning, you have to be grooming even the women that you're casually dating, because here's the deal. Casual daters could eventually be upgraded, okay?
Yes, they can.
And they all have to be coached. Even the women that you're casually fucking need to be coached. Like, she got to be there on time. Maybe she's got to bring you something. Like, she ain't just coming to get dick. I mean, you gotta bring me maybe, a beef sandwich. I always bring the beef sandwich up.
Real talk.
Hey, listen, before you come, there's a little
now I know you're in Chicago.
Place over, yeah, like, hey, give me an Al's beef or give me a bone of beef real quick, and then bring it here, and then I'll give you some dick, so you got to give her, give her some instructions. But I will tell you this, like, in the beginning, you have to set the example. Like, there was a line I would give women in the beginning of casually seeing them. I say, listen, I have a rule. I will never send you pictures that I previously sent to another woman, nor will you ever send me pictures that was previously sent to another man. Everything that we do for each other is exclusively for us.
Man,
and guess what they say? Guess what they say?
What do they say?
Oh my God, I love that. I love that. I agree.
Dude.
And then you make them personalize it. So when they send you a picture, make them write your name in it. Make them edit, put your name in it. Make them hold your picture in the background.
I'm gonna tell you what, that's next level game, dude. Listen, if I had that kind of game, because dude, I can't tell you how many times bitches I was smashing. They're sending me pictures. They send it to their husbands or their boyfriend or the other guy they're fucking. I'm like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, this is at a hotel in San Diego. What the fuck is this? I'm in fucking Vegas. Ay.
And here's another thing, real quick. I'll make it fast. When it comes to exes, everybody has an ex. I mean, men have exes, women have exes.
Of course.
The way to groom your woman to think differently about her ex is to make sure that you don't ever speak poorly of your ex. Okay, so if it ever comes up, you simply make it short and say, listen, we had a nice ride. We enjoyed it, but it needed to end, and it's in the past, and I never want to talk about it again.
Good.
So when you say that, what you're training her to do is never talk about her ex and to let go of her ex. So what a woman will do is, if you show her and you're putting her on game, like, listen, well, my ex and I, we had a great run. I don't hate the woman. She doesn't hate me. It just needed to end, and it's in the past, and I never want to talk about it again because it's not important to me. So when you tell a woman that, you're actually training her to see her past as not important to her.
Dude, now see, I'm a little bit more savage with it, right? My way is a little bit different. When it comes, yes, I do want to take the last call, Dev. Yes. When it comes to talking about exes, I'm a little more devious with it, right? So, and dude, I use this to perfection in Vegas, and it always helped. So, how long was your last relationship? Standard answer, 4 months. Oh, really? Why did it end? Well, do you hate her? No, I don't hate her. Let's just say I wasn't really the best boyfriend. Right? She already knows what you're getting at. Like, you fucked around on her. I've never lost a woman over that, ever. Now your way, I'll admit, that's a lot more constructive than my way. That's probably why I had a lot more chaos in my dating life in Vegas, but it worked. Also, if she ever started talking about her ex, I could rattle this off right now. My ex, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Nope. Don't talk about your ex in my presence. I'll tell him, you can talk to your girl. You can talk to your girlfriends about your ex. You can talk to your mom, your dad. You're not going to talk shit about your ex to me. I don't know you. I barely know you. I don't know him. I wasn't there, right? So don't shit on your ex around me, man, because I can tell, and I tell him all the time, because I can tell you this. You weren't the perfect girlfriend either, were you? I look him right in the eye. 10 times out of 10, they don't nod yes or no because they know I'm right. And at that point, guess who doesn't talk about her ex anymore? But I think I like your way a little bit better now. I guess I probably could have used
You know what? Your way is good too. So that's a good way too. But what it does to her is that if you're showing her that you're not shitting on your ex, she's possibly going to be your next ex.
Ooh, that's very true.
So just know that she's thinking like, okay, he just talked so poorly about her. I could never lick his taint. Because if I lick his taint, he's gonna talk shit. He's gonna tell everybody I was a fucking gutter or a slut. So what it is that you carry a sophisticated presentation about your past, because she could be very well part of your past. So if you show her that you're respectful to what happened before her, then she's going to probably feel more comfortable to be and to give you what it is you truly want. Good. Because just in case it does end, she saw how you treated your last ex. Yep. She'll feel confident you'll treat her the same.
A lot of times what'll happen is they almost have this, he's not going to talk about me that way. I'm going to be different. And of course, they end up being literally the same. Last call of the night here. Let's go to Daniel in Alaska. Daniel, you're on with EO and Donovan. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask a question on the thing you guys said about, what was it? You guys were talking about a minute ago about, don't have any requirements before the relationship that you wouldn't accept.
Right.
So my question is, if you do that, then under that philosophy, doesn't that mean that you're accepting that you can't ask her to improve afterwards? Why not just state from the beginning that, okay, you can have a relationship, but understand that this doesn't mean you won. You have bad habits, and you gotta just start to get rid of them, and that's how you maintain the relationship. And it's never going to be over. Just like I never have to stop working hard, you never get to stop improving.
EO, you want to tackle that first? I think he's talking about what you said, but I think he probably misread the room. Go ahead and correct that for him.
Well, I just think that coaching is a gradual process. Just even when you look at the NFL, like look, when you get people out of college, like they're bringing a college mentality.
Right.
So now you have to get them to buy into the NFL mentality, which most of them, all of them are, but they have to be coached different. They have to, there's different training programs, different modules. So
there's no leverage because they're not on scholarship. They are paid millionaires now, right?
That too. And then plus they're only getting paid league minimum when they come in. So in order for them to get that contract, they gotta perform. So it's like coaching is gradual. Okay. It's not a bashing over the head. It's not like here's everything up front and this is the way it's gonna be. It's like, even Nick Saban, champion coach Nick Saban. He's constantly talking about like coaching has to be, you coach this way and then you have to coach it again and then again.
Yes.
Like you'll have to coach one thing several times until it's finally, perfected. Right. So just remember, as a man, you're going to have to tell your woman it's consistent, it's repetitive. And until she's like, sometimes it might take you 2-3 years to get a woman doing things right.
Oh, dude, listen, I'm here to tell you, man. Listen, Devin's great, but again, she still sucks at laundry, and we've been at this for 5 years. Dan, I'm gonna give Daniel in Alaska my answer for this. I think what you were saying was that if you would never instruct a woman to do something that you wouldn't do yourself, then by definition, whatever you're telling her to do, then you have to do too. Is that right?
Basically what I'm saying is that, yes, you have to do, like you were saying, and pre-qualify her, make her do certain things before you give her a relationship. But once she seems to be acting right, and you give her the relationship, I think that it should be stated is that this relationship doesn't mean you're done. It means that you're on the right path. It means that just like I'm working at my job, you're working to continue being a good woman, and just a reminder that basically there's going to be other things that you're going to have to call her on, and her job as a girlfriend is to keep on complying to those things because you're telling her to improve the relationship to do those things.
Yeah, Daniel, that's too much talking. If you're doing it right, it will not be necessary for you to let her know that in order to stay in a relationship with me, you got to keep your shit together. Because if she's gotten to a point where you're considering bringing her on as your main chick, she already understands that without you even dude. Right. And again, I don't think I've ever had to, like, every once in a while I have to tell Devin directly what I want because just like EO said earlier, she's not used to doing it my way. These days I don't have to tell her that stuff. But most of the time when it comes to the basic relationship stuff like looking good for me, staying fit, keeping my belly full, keeping my balls empty, never letting up, etc., you won't have to tell her that. So when she says, Daniel, I really want to be your... Hold on, Daniel, let me finish. So when she says, Daniel, I want to be your girlfriend, you're not... If you tell her, now, we're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. You have to keep your shit together. I'm going to work hard. We have a job. You won't have to, if you're doing it right, if you are training her right, there will not have to be any sort of opening salvo. She'll already know what time it is if and when you ever get to that point.
Yeah. And Donovan, if I could make a quick point for this caller real quick and for the audience, that was a great point, Donovan. Here's the other thing I want to make sure I say, because some people can misconstrue what I said earlier about setting the example.
Yes.
Keep in mind, if you want something in addition, or if you want something, that doesn't mean she's going to get that something too.
That's right.
Okay. So you tell her that though. You say, listen, this is what I want in my life and I'm not going to settle. And this is what I want. Okay. So if that means another woman in the bedroom twice a year, you tell her that. Okay. And you say, hey, listen, I know myself. I'm not going to cheat on a woman. I don't have to cheat. I just get what I want. So the option must be there with no complaint that if I want another woman in the bedroom, I'm going to have that.
There you go.
And now she has a decision to make. Now you're not forcing her or you're not handcuffing her.
Yep.
You're basically telling her what you're going to have. and you're either going to be that woman who has that with me, or you could. Hey, some women will have it with you. So it all depends on how you want to run it. However you want to run it is how you should run it. I just want to make sure I say that.
No, listen. What you just said is quite literally the key word, or is what you just said is quite literally the key to building and cultivating a good relationship with a woman who understands your requirements. That is decisions. You cannot control a woman, guys. You can't. Listen, it can't be done, okay? Especially here in 2021. Listen, dude, you can't control women. But what you can do is give them decisions. It's either social media or a relationship with me. And you don't have to say it's either that or me, because if you're saying it in that tone, you've already committed to her. Like, oh, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. And a lot of guys try this. Okay, want to be my girlfriend? Yes. Okay, you got to stay off social media. No. She was Zeke Elliott. She already signed the contract to sign. Right? Like that's how it goes. It's about giving women decisions. And what you just said there, EO, is 100%. If I want another woman in the bedroom 2-3 times a year, then that's the way it's going to be. And at that point, she has a decision to make. She can either deal with or accept this, or she doesn't. Either way, you're going to do what you do regardless of what she does. But again, your response in terms of committing to her, that's going to be very different. Just like my requirements. No, listen, I do not, and listen, women can do whatever they want. But again, I call these the 4 pillars of infidelity. Okay, and I'm sure there are many more. These are the 4 pillars of infidelity. And I think I might actually write an ebook about this. Texting with their ex, going to bars or clubs, traveling alone, and being on social media. Those are the 4 pillars of infidelity. By removing those from what I will accept in a relationship, I don't really insulate myself from that. But what it does is it makes it a little. Listen, have I dated women who have told me they're not on social media who aren't? Of course. But guess what? And I use this example all the time. And I'll let you comment on this, EO. I could have the biggest, baddest home security system. We actually have a pretty solid security system here too, right? But if somebody really wants to break into my house, they can break in if they really, really wanted to. That doesn't mean that I got to leave my door unlocked. That doesn't mean that I got to make it easy for them. That doesn't mean that I got to well, if they can break in anyway, I may as well. By the same token, just because you know your woman could easily have social media or easily travel by herself without you knowing, that doesn't mean you got to make it easy. Well, and I say this all the time, if a woman really wants to cheat, she gonna cheat. That doesn't mean I got to make it easy. That doesn't mean I just got to open up that, well, come right on in, Tyrone. She's all yours. You make it as difficult as possible for her to cheat. And at that point, she has what? Another decision. Do I jump through all of the hoops that comes with getting away with cheating? Or do I stay in a relationship with Donovan? And if I know anything about women, they always do what's easiest. If it's easiest to cheat and get away with it, she's going to do that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, everything you said is 100% facts. And just remember, I said something earlier, and I know Donovan would agree, that the only time people adjust behavior, this is just the way it is when they see that the new opportunity is more beneficial and valuable than what she's currently doing. And that's just that's the truth. So, for example, a guy in the chat room said, but you have to be high value to kind of have these kind of demands. I've seen dudes with nothing get exactly what they want from bitches. Yep. Okay. Like I've seen hood dudes with nothing living in a basement apartment with pipes above their head.
Listen, hood niggas
getting
have
women
value
to cater
too.
to them.
Listen, I'm not trying to make fun of guys. Hood niggas have value too. Listen, and all they get is hood bitches and hood rats. Okay, maybe, but guess what? He's high value to those bitches, and that's why he gets what he wants from them bitches. Even if he's dating a Karen who has a corporate job. Because we hear all the time, dude, these Karens are dating these ain't shit hood niggas. How is he high value? But guess what? He's high value to her in some way. This bitch is making $80,000 a year. Fucking Tyrone who lives in his mama's basement. He's doing something right. Like real talk.
That's right. And you'd be surprised. These hood dudes actually treat their women pretty good. You think they treat them like shit. Yeah, they might go smuggle and sell a little dope and shit like that, but they take their girl to the restaurant. They go to Ponderosa and shit, get a little $8 steak, and she's happy. So just remember, like these hood dudes actually take pretty good care of their women too. So don't get it twisted. So just remember that. And also, even like a woman like you mentioned, social media, things like that. Like even a woman like hiding her phone. Like you could just let her know, like, hey, when you come here, Put your phone on the counter.
There you go. You're on my time, sweetheart.
Just tell her that.
Yep.
Say, hey, when you come here, make sure all your texts and calls are out of the way. I'm talking even if you're casually dating.
Okay.
Even if she's just a fuck buddy, just say, hey, when you come here, make sure that all your shit's taken care of and put your phone face down on my counter.
Don't want to see it.
Or not face down, face up on my counter.
There you go. Listen,
and if she don't do it, she don't get fucked.
Right. Well, if she doesn't do it, she doesn't get in the house. Like, wait, where's your phone? In your pocket? Sweetheart, you got to go. Like, you didn't pay the price. Dude, 100% facts. I might actually add another. Listen, if things don't work out between Devin and I think the fifth thing, I don't date women who take their phones into the bathroom with them. Devin already knows. And that's one of the things that I told her straight up. And I didn't imply this to her like I did with other girls, like I would coach other guys to do. But this is just something I told her. I was like, no, you don't take your phone into the bathroom. She never takes her phone into the bathroom. Never, ever, ever. So again, if a woman wants to cheat, she go and cheat. That doesn't mean you have to make it easy on her. I tell Devin all the time, listen, and I told her straight up, if you can get away with cheating, hey, like if you can get away with cheating and me not find out, hey, by all means, continue to do it. Because that dick better be worth it. That's all I tell her all the time. Yo, that dick better be worth it. I'm trying to tell you. Good job on not getting caught. Of course, she's never Josh. Shut the fuck up. Let me read a couple of other comments before we draw this thing to a close. Devin is on her way to the tanning booth. Let's see. Jimmy in Dallas says, thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's the guy that called a little bit earlier. Looks like we had to ban a few guys. It is what it is. Okay. EO, man, tell the people where to find you.
Yeah, shout out to thanks Donovan for having me on the show.
Of course,
good conversation. We added a lot of value to these men. So hit the like button on the way out, guys. Support Donovan's movement. CME 2 coming out in a couple of months. So be on the lookout for marketing campaigns for that. Find me on YouTube, Coach EO. That's what it's under, Coach EO. I'm a book author. I got my second book coming out this summer. My first book is titled Cut the Bullshit, which you can find on Amazon. So you can learn a lot about me. Excellent book for those who are ready for transformation. Also, I do one-on-one coaching. You can visit my website and learn more about me. I got merchandise. You can buy the book there, and you can actually reserve an empowerment session with me. So it's championgamecoaching.com. I'm also on Instagram, CoachEO_champion game. And I'm also a player in the 7 now. So you'll see me on Sunday nights.
Absolutely. Yeah, listen, man, I love the value you bring. Like, to me, you are like the Myron. To me, Myron Gaines is the Coach EO of casual dating, right? That's just kind of the way I see it, because Myron Gaines, like, he spits nothing but fucking bars about casual dating. You're the other way. You spit nothing but bars when it comes to training and coaching women. It's unbelievable, man. And we bounce ideas off each other really, really well. So, thanks again, man, for joining me. And I guess I'll see you on Sunday, man.
See you guys later.
All right, Everett Overton, gentlemen. Coach EO is frozen. There. Let me go here. I guess that's what happens when I cut the feed. Let me remove this. There we go. So yeah, Dev is on her way to tan, so she can come back and get her back blown out. And I asked her if she showered, and she said yes, she did. I said, I don't want no ass space. Like, I don't want no booty juice. Don't give me no booty juice. Uh-oh. Okay, it's starting to rain, but she's going anyway. All right. Yeah, Dev does the spray tan, because the spray tan is much better for your skin than actually frying yourself. Much better, much better for your skin. So, oh God, it's 8 o'clock. It is way past my bedtime. Guys, so tomorrow, I don't know what my schedule is going to be for tomorrow. I'll probably put out a couple of other videos tomorrow. But Sunday evening at 8:30, we will be reprising the 7. And we will be taking phone calls. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Thank you guys very much for spending